Hey, what's going on, family and friends? Ray Fuentes here. In this episode, I'm going to unpack Linqto's Chapter 11 filing and specifically why Texas may have been the strategic venue so you can feel clearer, calmer, and more in control. If you're a customer filing pro se, representing yourself like me, this one's for you. I'll also share how to make sure you're recognized as a creditor through Epiq and why I personally am not joining the broad John Deaton class action lawsuit. All right, let's jump in. First, a quick map of the terrain. Bankruptcy is a legal reset, not an ending. Chapter 11 lets a company reorganize, keep operating, and sort out who gets what, with the court supervising every step. That means there's a process, timeliness, and places where your voice matters. So, why Texas? From a restructuring standpoint, Texas has become a pragmatic venue, especially when a company's structure includes a Series LLC framework. In plain English, a Series LLC lets one master LLC create separate series, considered mini-pods, to hold different assets and liabilities. Filing in a Texas court can align well with that setup. Practically, that can mean centralized case management under one court while still recognizing separateness of different series, cleaner risk segregation, and administrative efficiencies. For customers, the potential upside is order and speed, one judge, one docket, and a clear path to submit claims, track progress, and be heard. That's not a promise of outcomes, it's a promise of processes, which you can leverage. My opinion, and take it as a grain of salt, what if this was all by design? Lack of early clarity can feel negative, especially when moving Linqto to Texas without notice, but strategically relocating to a venue that's equally conducive to Delaware laws for reorganization, potentially serving two objectives at once. One, to align the legal structure with an efficient court, and number two, reveal true behavior under pressure. In hard moments, especially when there's $700 million on the line and significant unrealized value at stake, leadership may allow the legal process to surface who's constructive, who's predatory, and who's pushing harmful narratives. That's not about being mean, that's about using permitted court pathways to protect enterprise value and by extension, customer interests. If some choose to frame Linqto as inherently harmful rather than as an access-enabling platform for smaller investors, management can respond inside the rules through planned proposals, claim objections, mediation, and other court-sanctioned tools. So what I'm trying to say here is a move that looked messy may in fact be a controlled stress test, channeling chaos into a venue designed to filter facts from noise. Also, make note of the duality and dichotomy of private equity. There's a duality and a real dichotomy to everything in the private markets. The same structure that looks defensive can be protective. The same fee that feels heavy can be the toll to open up hidden roads to high upside potential. The key is to having an open mind. Zoom out to see the bigger picture rather than getting trapped by your ego on small numbers. Ego narrows the frame. Open-mindedness widens it so we can evaluate trade-offs, timeliness, and true expected value. In this moment, that means balancing frustration with discipline. File your claim, track the case, and keep perspective on why we sought to access Linqto's platform in the first place. Is there hope for us pro se filers? Yes, of course. We've got this. You don't need to be a practicing securities lawyer to participate meaningfully. That's already been proven. Here's a simple pro se game plan to stay organized and effective. Gather your proof, file your claim on Epiq, track key dates, communicate like a pro, and save every notice. Your proof is the account statements, the SPV documents, transaction receipts, emails, screenshots, anything that shows what you purchased, when, and for how much, excluding any personally identifiable information. Make sure that stuff is redacted since these documents become public once filed. Epiq is the court-appointed claims agent. Use their claims portal for the Linqto case to submit your proof of claim and supporting documents. You can access the portal by visiting Linqto's website at linqto.com. There's a link to the bankruptcy case right on the homepage. Be specific and factual, what you're owed, why, and attach evidence. Keep a PDF of everything you submit and note the confirmation numbers. Save all the emails. Make sure you're actually listed as a creditor. File your claim so you appear as a creditor. Your proof of claim is how you raise your hand in this process. You have until November 12th to do so, the deadline to file claims. Missing it can limit or wipe out your recovery rights. Keep an eye on planned milestones and any notice of hearings where customer treatment is discussed. And remember, stick to the facts. Avoid emotion in these filings. This is encouragement, not legal advice. You can do this. Many people navigate Chapter 11 claims pro se successfully by being organized, timely, and precise. If at any point you feel out of your depth, consider a brief consult with a bankruptcy attorney. Even a 1-hour session can sharpen your filings. Also, here's why I'm not joining the John Deaton class action lawsuit, and you can decide for yourself. I respect John's work and advocacy, truly. John's a living legend, but the engagement letter language I've seen references representation for Linqto class action and related bankruptcy court matters, which is very broad language and could, in practice, give the firm authority to act for me inside the bankruptcy and potentially shaping my rights, filings, or settlement posture in ways I specifically didn't intend. So because of that, I prefer to maintain direct control over my bankruptcy claim, the amount, the evidence, objections, opt-out decisions, etc. My approach may be an ugly one, but we're in a fight and I'm scrappy. In short, I want my pro se voice on the docket, and I don't want broad class action engagement language to narrow my options at a later date. If you're considering the class action route, ask pointed questions about scope, authority in bankruptcy, opt-out mechanics, and how individual strategy differences are handled. Bottom line for customers, the Texas venue likely streamlines a complex structure into one coherent courtroom that can speed clarity. Filing through Epiq is how we protect our place in line. Don't assume you're on the list, verify and file your claim. You have more power than you think, whether pro se or with counsel. Timely, well-documented claims matter. Choosing not to join a broad class action lawsuit can be a rational path if you want maximum control in the Chapter 11 process. And here's a quick reality check. Linqto's issues are fixable, in my professional opinion. Predatory marketing, too many emails, yeah, they were annoying, but we could have opted out. And this is ultimately a fast operational fix under tighter communications and compliance policies. Big whoop in the grand scheme of things. Regarding the markups up to 60%, we're here for venture-style multiples. For example, my Ripple position is up about 8x. I'll say it plainly, I'm grateful for the access being a little guy. So keep the front end 60% Linqto. If that's what it took to open the door, the real story is the upside we're targeting. And there's no carried interest. As of now, with no back-end carry today, more upside can accrue to holders if management stewards this process well. How we play our cards in this Chapter 11 process will influence where we all land individually. This isn't a group project. We didn't show up with our bags of cash together to invest. We made it here on our own, and we can make it out of here on our own. Fraud? What fraud? Allegations online aren't court findings. Nothing has been proven in court that prior management defrauded customers. A lot of what we're seeing on X are narratives designed to herd your emotions. Focus on what matters, your shares, tracked on Linqto's own ledger. To my understanding, the SPV manager is Linqto, and those SPVs are under current management's control, not prior management's. That's where our practical attention should be right now. Net, these pain points are operational and fixable. Let's prioritize filings, facts, and value preservation over clickbait. And quick reminder, this video is for information and empowerment purposes only. This is not legal advice. I'm speaking from my own personal perspectives. So keep your chin up and head on a swivel, my Linqto family. We're gonna make this through together. Reach out if you have any questions. Thanks for tuning in. Love you mucho.